Mossad. Was Mossad involved in the tragedy of the two big buildings in New York? You know what? A year ago, I would have said, you've got to be crazy. And now I'm not so sure. But I'll tell you the way I think. I think that it probably played out. Mossad is one of the best intelligence services in the world. And whether we like them or not, they're really great. We've all heard of the dancing Israelis. The Israeli media crowed after 9/11 because they believed that it would pull us into a war or a series of wars that would result in the deaths of millions of Muslims. That's exactly what happened. But I think, well, I'll answer this with a story. And forgive me if you've heard it before. July 6th, 2001, I was at CIA headquarters entertaining a group of Middle Eastern intelligence officers. This was a normal liaison event. We did it every single day. We would give them a day full of briefings, and then we would exchange gifts, and then I would take them to the director's office, and they would get a photo op, and then take them out for a fancy dinner at night. And that day, I had set up a briefing with a junior analyst, a young junior analyst on Al-Qaeda. But instead of the junior analyst coming, the director of the CIA's Counterterrorism Center, Cofer Black, came with the chief of operations from the Osama bin Laden unit called Alex Station. That was my boss at the time. And he told these guys that something terrible was going to happen. Those were his words. Something terrible is going to happen. It's going to be something on an unprecedented scale. We don't know where, we don't know when, but we know it's going to be just awful. He said, I beg you, if you have any sources inside Al-Qaeda, please help us. And they had no sources inside Al-Qaeda, just like we had no sources inside Al-Qaeda. And then September 11th happened, just 6-7 weeks later. So I've reluctantly, maybe belatedly, come to the position that, of course, Mossad had infiltrated Al-Qaeda. Of course, they knew that the attack was coming. That's why so many people shorted airline stocks on the 10th of September. And that's why we had the dancing Israelis. And that's why 9/11 went forward. And I'll add something too. Just a year later, we were preparing to go to war with Iraq. And the Israelis came to us and they said, look, you're assembling this international group of armies to go into Iraq. It was the coalition of the willing, I think the Bush people called it. We want to be a part of it. And we said, absolutely not. And so within days, all of Iraq's communication towers in Western Iraq started falling over. They were three-legged communications towers. Someone had planted explosives on one of the legs and they just started tipping over. And that went all through the Western desert in Iraq. So yeah, the Israelis are involved in a lot of things.